Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Kiwanis Club of Easton, Pennsylvania meeting. Stand with me, please, as we say pledge allegiance to the Lord, followed by God bless America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, when the lion stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you, everybody. Maybe seated. Barbie, do you have a moment of inspiration for us?
I have a couple of little notes here about servant leadership.
Sure.
Leadership should be born out of the understanding of the needs of those who would be affected by it. Another brief one here. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. And one more. Servant leadership is all about making the goals clear and then rolling your sleeves up and doing whatever it takes to help people win. In that situation, they don't work for you, you work for them.
Thank you, Barbara. Today we have a wonderful opportunity to honor some of our student exceptional people and award scholarships. And to lead us off, I'd like to turn it over to Walt, please.
All right, thank you, James. Bill, where are you? Want me in the middle or?
Yeah, put yourself in the middle.
Okay.
I won't say monkey in the middle.
Monkey in the middle.
I won't say monkey in the middle.
Listen, by the time this is over, I might make myself a monkey in the middle. But no, thank you very much. We're here today. Unfortunately, we were supposed to be awarding 2 scholarships from graduating students from the Career Institute of Technology. But over the past several days, I've been getting emails from the female recipient. Turns out that she's been battling the flu and still not feeling well. So I texted her back this morning, or emailed her back this morning, that we would make some other arrangements to see that she gets recognized for her scholarship. But today we're here and we're going to be presenting a $1,500 certificate, basically acknowledging Aidan Lobb with a $1,500 scholarship that he will receive later after he sends me his first semester's passing grades from college, which is going to be, at this point, unless you've changed since your application, going to be to Pennsylvania College of Technology. All right, got that right. I remember last year we had a young lady originally planning to go to Temple and she switched things up on me at the last minute. Decided to go somewhere else, and Roger was a Temple graduate, so he was all that you were no, that's right. Scott. See, that took me what, one and a half minutes, and I already made a monkey of myself.
Follow the script that you don't have.
Follow the script. I actually do have a script here. Actually, I have Aidan's application, and I'm going to read from it since James yesterday told me at the planning meeting, can I drag this out a little bit? We got a whole hour. So I said, I'll see what I can do. But anyway, let me get this right. This is a copy of the certificate that you're going to get. I get to keep your application and so forth like that. So when your transcripts comes in, I know how to reach out to you and make arrangements for that. But this is your actual Aidan and his family. This is his mother, Mrs. Lobb. They live up in Martins Creek. He's a student at Easton High School. Have they actually had the graduation at this point? No.
Friday night.
Friday night. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, but Aidan, is going to be graduating from Easton High School, as well as the Career Institute of Technology. His class rank is 232 out of 711. As I said, his plans are to be going to the Pennsylvania College of Technology. He has been accepted there. And Aidan, I'll let you come up and put you on the spot now before I make a bigger monkey of myself. And we'll present this certificate to you, and I'll give you an opportunity to say a few words about yourself and your accomplishments. I'm supposed to pass that to you as a microphone.
It's all good. No.
So the whole world can see it.
Yeah. So the whole world can see.
No pressure.
So Aidan, it is my pleasure as the chairman of the scholarship committee for the Kiwanis Club of Easton to present you with your certificate that says the Kiwanis Club of Easton presents this $1,500 certificate of scholarship in honor of outstanding performance by Aidan Lobb. This scholarship is for education at Pennsylvania College of Technology, awarded the 5th day of June 2024. This is for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And maybe you could explain a little bit about yourself, what you're going for. It's interesting that over the years that I've been the chairman and we've presented these scholarships, we've had several students that go to the that are going to the Pennsylvania College of Technology. So maybe you could expand on that a little bit. So it's all yours.
Well, a little bit of a story before I actually, applied for Pennsylvania College of Technology. For the last 30 years, I've been involved with the Career Institute of Technology. I've been enrolled in the CAD engineering and graphics program. And for the last 3 years of being there, I've been able to work with many different students, learn many different skills, and just get very involved with the school. For Skills USA, I've competed twice and placed 3rd place twice. I've also been a member of the National Technical Honor Society. But while also being there, I got to work with many students, in the health class at our school. I got to help them design a pill that they could use for their HOSA program, which actually, when you would swallow the pill, it actually, when it's dissolved, it would heal tissue in your body. But even outside of that, some of the stuff that I helped design for the class, we did a water park project where we actually had to make a working water park display. So we made a working water park wave pool for the display with the whole park, chairs, seating, trash cans, concession stands. But another thing that we did in the class is floor plans. And I think that's kind of what I enjoyed most in the class, is being able to be involved with architecture. And I think that's what we need in the world, is more architects, because, there's people with ideas, they don't know who to go to. And some of you might be that, you might have an idea, for a house, for a building, for a business. And for architects like me in the future, you can come to us, to a firm and to a person that is working in architecture and bring that idea to life. And that's something that I'm very interested in, hence why I'm going for architecture at Penn Tech, because I'm really interested in bringing people's ideas to life, whether it's through renderings, drawings, 3D prints, basically anything. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Man, that saved me.
You did well, Bob.
Would
I
mom
also want to introduce.
wait a
what's your
minute, would mom like to say a couple of words?
I just want to say that I'm very proud of our son, Aidan. My husband was not able to be here today, but would be able to see him that way? Okay, so he'll be able to look back on that. I just want Aidan to know that we are extremely proud of him, and he's worked extremely hard these last 3 years, and his grades have been phenomenal, and all his teachers and his counselor are amazing, and that we just thank you very much for his scholarship, and that he's going to do us all proud. And thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can I stand?
Yes.
Can you stand? You may stand. You may stand.
What would you like me to highlight first? Because you told me I'm put on the spot today.
Yes, well, some of our members yesterday mentioned that they'd like to know about the progress or lack of progress that the Career Institute of Technology has made over the last 10 to 15 years. You know that period where COVID was probably had quite an effect. So you would tell us something about, I've been working with Jen ever since I took over the chairmanship of the scholarship committee. Originally, it was handed to me by Diane Murphy, one of our past presidents, who has not been a member for a number of years now, but asked me if I would follow through on being the chairman of the scholarship committee. So I've been doing it for a number of years, and I've been working with Jen of the Career Institute of Technology.
Before I start on CIT business, can I just please make a couple comments about Olivia in her absence?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So Olivia is a 3-year health-related technology student, and she has worked very hard to gain skills in the nursing field, medical terminology. Stuff that she's doing now is actually college level. So she's prepared to go on to NCC and gain more skills through their health science program. So eventually she will like to become a nurse. In Olivia's time at CIT, she's been involved with HOSA, something Aidan mentioned, the Health Occupation Students of America. Thank you. So she's been a member there. Skills USA, she's been a competitor, and mostly one of her most prestigious honors is vice president of our National Technical Honor Society. So Olivia is set to go on to do great things for herself and to represent CIT very well in the future. So wonderful. Let's give a hand to Olivia.
Yes, please.
I'm going to, if you're going to stay there, I'm going to sit down.
So I'm Jen Russ, and I've worked hand in hand with Walt for many years. And I've been at CIT. I've just completed my 22nd year there. So I'm almost 27 years overall in public education. I love CIT. Obviously, if you work in a position for 22 years, you absolutely kind of should love what you do. And I absolutely love the kids. I love to see students inspired by listening to the theory and then gaining the hands-on portion at our school. Someone like Aidan. Aidan had a pound of spaghetti and he had to construct a bridge out of a pound of spaghetti. And then they tested it to see if it would break or tested the tension and stuff. So like a student like Aidan, something like that coming to life as he used. It's so phenomenal to see over my 22 years. I've had a lot of exceptional students. Aidan has a very soft spot in my heart, or I guess something like that. He just has worked really hard, and I'm really proud of where I saw him 3 years ago compared to him leaving CIT. So kudos to Aidan. But Walt specifically wanted me to comment on enrollment. So during COVID, we kind of plummeted in numbers. We were in the 600s, 700s. COVID took a hit on us. Obviously, we are a school of hands-on learning. I mean, architects, some of them go 4 years to a college and never get a hands-on portion of what architect actually is. So, so I value what we do hands-on. So that component was completely missed during COVID. So our numbers dropped in the 550 range. Next year, I'm very happy to present that we should be over 800 students in our building with 2 counselors, and we will be offering 19 programs. While we are doing away with our building and property maintenance program, we are adding exercise science and sports medicine, a very popular program. We need PT, we need athletic trainers. There's no robots currently that are going to fix my ankles or my shins when I'm out doing silly things when I'm running. The healthcare industry is an in-demand job, and we're opening up that program next year. So with that, just remember, please spread the great things that we do at CIT. Mrs. Heller's former husband, Maurice, was an integral part of CIT, and he watched us grow and develop. And we have so many phenomenal things going on at CIT. I like to present a story about CIT. And it's about our programmings and what we do. Okay, so if you're driving through Williams Township and a deer crosses over one of the fences and stuff, who's going to repair that dent when there's a collision? Who's going to be that service technician when Mrs. Heller's driving down the road and she hears this bing, 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 or this noisy sound in her tires because she needs brakes changed or something's rattling in the front compartment? Who's going to cook Walt Howell dinner when he's on the run all the time? We need people in culinary to help feed him. So moving forward, if you like your home cool in the summertime, warm in the wintertime, who's that technician that's going to come out and replace that? Or, who is that person that's going to color your hair when you start to turn gray? So those are the types of things that I like to highlight about CIT. There was this negative stigma that still sticks around the hair, but back in the day, we called it MoTech, and, it's for the challenging kids. It's for the behavior kids. No, we are producing awesome kids like Aidan and like Olivia and like a lot of my other former students to go out and make a difference in the work field. So it's just not about, sending the kids there. It's about them working on a viable curriculum that is assessed by the state and assessed by the teachers assessed by the teachers who come from industry to learn how to be a teacher, and industry leaders to develop that curriculum to produce wonderful kids. So it's just not like, hey, let's just shove them off anymore. So my highlight was I learned that 22 computers run a vehicle. Okay, so when your car fails, it's going to fail. Okay, so second year kids, 16 and 17-year-old kids are learning about that computer system and diagnostics. So keep us in mind, spread the word about us. I highlighted enrollment, new program, open house. We do have open house and career fairs. You are more than welcome when we have them to come and visit to see what we do and to continue to spread the word about us. And just thank you. It's been a long time for me being here and working with Walt. 22 years, like I said, my life is full with all these kids, seeing them develop and grow and mature. And when they're coming back to me as a 30-some-year-old and 40, it kind of makes me feel old, but their successes are the most important thing in my life as an educator. Did I do that?
You did wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen. We hear your passion.
And what I want to say or expand upon is the fact that I think not only did Jen make the scholarship committee, which consists of me, Ken Wildrick, Kathy Heller, Terry Thomas, and Chris Pultz that have helped me. But for years, we used to get a number of applications, and I'm sure we helped Jen lighten her work because she was calling me up to the school or sending me emails with 15, 20, 25 applications for us to review. And I come to find out in conversations with Jen that much more recently that some of the Palmer Kiwanis in particular usually ask them to just send one or two applicants that they feel are most worthy. And I thought this is a good idea. I presented it to our committee a couple of years ago, and this is the way we've been working, and it's made it much easier for us. They know their students much better than we can understand what a student is all about by looking at paper applications. And it's been very, very helpful for us to just have the committee review or be told these are two people that are worthy of our $1,500 scholarships. Yes, Gail.
Just for a review, Jen, how does a student get into CIT, and what percentage of their day is at the high school compared to at CIT?
So now we move forward with online applications. So each district has an application portal. So my partner, my teammate and I, Jonathan Rosenblum, we, as two counselors, we go out to all of our schools and we present to the 9th grade students. So they get a ninth grade tour speech, and then they're invited up to our building to see the building. And then after that, they go and review the programs offered, and then they can apply online. That application goes to their sending school counselor, and then it's submitted to CIT. So when a student chooses CIT, and we have a rigorous scheduling process because we go by a quota system and average daily membership. So each district, Bangor, Easton, Nazareth, Pinardale, and Wilson, have equitable opportunities to enroll at CIT. Sometimes like Easton with their bigger numbers might have 10 kids be able to enroll in, let's just say cosmetology versus a Wilson that might have 2 or 3 spots available. But it's a very equitable process to ensure that all districts are able to have slots available. So moving forward with that, once they get a CIT schedule, they spend a half a day at CIT. New students are typically scheduled in the AM session. So let's just say for Aidan here, because he's sitting right here. So mom did drop him off, but typically a morning Easton student would get the bus at Easton, travel to CIT. They would get our breakfast, and then they would be in the classroom in the program for 2.5 hours. Then eat lunch, and then back to Easton for their core academic classes in the PM session. Like Aidan, since he was a 2nd and 3rd year student these last 2 years, he's a PM session student. So he received his core academics in the AM session, and then CIT in the PM session. So still that 2.5 hours of learning the program. So we have students that do not eat with us. We have students that are homeschooled. We have students who are cyber schooled. So it's a different world out there right now, working with the districts and all the different styles of learning. So, but you know, half day at CIT and half day at their sending school.
But they don't start until they're a sophomore.
Sophomore, correct. Yep, 10th through 12th grade. Yeah.
And there are 5 sending districts.
Yep.
Easton only being one of the 5.
Bangor, Penargil, Nazareth is the northern tier, and that's Mr. Rosenblum. He's the counselor for those schools, and I'm the counselor for Easton and Wilson this year.
Jen,
Yes.
so what's causing that wonderful jump in enrollment at CIT?
I think that the Lehigh Valley, we have a lot of in-demand jobs in the Valley, and I think our teachers are an integral part of that, knowing what's available and then getting the word out through all of our presentations and the open houses.
It's great. It's a big jump.
Yeah.
It is a big jump. This year, I think we were at 735. So we continue to jump. Yes, sir.
Way back in the 70s, I was on the advisory committee with CIT.
Mhm.
Has the the heavy push then was industry, you know, welders, pipe fitters, electricians, and everything else. Has that continued, or has that changed?
Nope, that continues, and it continues more. And now that we offer industry certifications, can you share what certifications you got?
So through CIT and for my CAT classroom, like specifically, so we have done our 10-hour OSHA, but we have also completed our NOCD. So, and every student in our class has passed with competent or better. So what Aidan was highlighting is the OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Our students are doing 10-hour coursework to understand industry guidelines for safety and health. So I think, yes, we are looking for it. And I think, you know, we continue to get all those students for those occupations, but also that industry certification is also going to be pivotal in the future. Yes.
What percentage of your students go right into the trades as compared to go on to higher education?
I say this is a ballpark for this year. I say 75% are going on to school, some type of schooling, and then 25% out to the working world. I'll have to get back to you on more solid numbers.
And I can tell you from my presenting scholarships and so forth like that many of the students, when they graduate from CIT, although they're going on to college, many of them have already been offered jobs the day that they graduate. Yeah. They have a job lined up already.
I was going to say probably the auto tech, most of those kids have already been hired by a car company. Yeah. And then they'll give them the further training.
So circling back to last year, Paige Panto, Mayor Sal Panto's granddaughter, she is completing her coursework at NCC and working at
Brown and Dobb.
Okay, so she's doing both. Yes,
I'm curious about the house that we have on Zuxville that I see, you know, a CIT bus there. So I'm assuming they're part of that construction process.
Yeah, so the construction wing is part of the student built house project, and I believe they're on like a 2-year cycle for completion. So the students have the opportunity to go out to the house project and learn those hands-on skills, after gaining, the health of the safety and the safety training in the classroom with all the power tools and scaffolding and all of that.
So will they put that house up for?
Yep,
sale?
they'll put it out for sale.
So somebody's offered that as the school purchase that or
The
something?
school purchased the land and then we build it and then it goes on the market.
That's such a great.
Yes. And I don't know how many houses we built over the years. I'd have to go
How
back.
many years is the Votech in operation? You used to build 2 a year at one time.
54 years?
So probably for most of those years, they build at least 1, if not 2 houses.
I might get a couple strikes today because I don't know if I have accurate data. I think it's 54.
I was a student, I was taking a photography class originally back in 1969, before I became a police officer. And while I was still working for Treadwell Engineering, my hobby was photography. So I took a 2-year photography course up to what was Northeastern, Northampton County Vocational Technical School.
Yeah.
Off of Fred Jacobs. I see he was he and his brother had a Snyder photography studio down on 3rd Street in downtown Easton. So I took a 2-year photography course, and when I almost got laid off from Treadwell Engineering, I took a job up at 2 guys from Harrison as an assistant manager selling photographic equipment. And then in June and during that time, I was also on other nights, I was also taking programs on machine trades. I was learning how to operate a tape-driven drill press, a milling machine, and so forth like that, because I was already working for an engineering firm and learning how to use computerized machines to do different operations. So it's been going back that far that at least I remember. All right, well that's all I have. I think we've extended it long enough. The meals are starting to come out, so it's been a real pleasure for me. It's also been a pleasure working with Jen all these years.
Thank you all. We appreciate your committing to it. We especially are honored as the Kiwanis Club of Easton to honor your work, your passion, your commitment to your future, and to be a small cog in that wheel to help you and Olivia out. And we wish you all the best. We can't wait to hear how it goes. And please come back and share with us. How it's going and how your career is progressing in your life, and we would love to hear about that. We're invested in you now with our hearts and our funds, and we really do. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, going once, going twice. Thank you all.